Hi darlings, welcome back. As you can see, there is the second composer and the top 20 entomologist in this team. So I felt appropriate for this match to be the one where I kind of explain more about the how you can utilize the area selection mode better in your matches. And I will also mention how you can utilize it with the regular JoJo strategy. If they choose a spawn like this where they are more spaced out, you have to choose the one with less obstacles and more survivors. So I choose the little ship because, I didn't want to look around the bigger ship because it has two levels. So as for other hunters, basically the priority for those hunters are, finding the decoder first, finding the weakest target first. But for Jojo, technically you can just find anyone, take a picture, and your priority here is having full presence, obviously. So yeah, basically you look for the first survivor if you're doing my strategy, and I already did a video about how, you can have a full presence and utilize this new map selection mode better with my strategy. But now let's talk a little about the regular strategy, which means you have to take a picture immediately as you spawn in. So that actually, if you take blink, I think that could work super well, and here is why. So basically, you of course choose a spawn. You kind of have to choose, so the most survivors are near you. So like if there is one person spawning away from the other three, then you probably should go with the three, even if that one is a decoder. Like you don't really care about the survivors when choosing a spawn. And yeah, as I said, if there is like kind of like balanced out like 2 and 2, then you have to pay attention choosing the place with less obstacles where you can easily find the survivors mirror images. So you have to think about that also. But yeah, if you use the regular JoJo strategy, instant picture taking, then it's even easier for you because they probably won't have time to hide. They will probably, be able to be spotted easily. So yeah, that's something. And as you can just seeing that you can see in the background, I did manage to get full presence in the first photo, even with my strategy. So anyways, let's get back to the regular one. So yeah, in an ideal situation, especially if it's a smaller map, with a regular strategy, you will be probably able to hit all four of the mirror images, all four of the survivors. So that means they are all injured, either half health or downed or one hit. So with Blink, you can basically follow up on everyone, and that's why it gives you the freedom to choose your target like much easier. You don't have to leave someone just because they are a skewer or a good kiter. Like with blink you can basically give a guaranteed hit most of the time if you're good with blink. Of course, if you just tried starting out to use blink, then it's not really the best idea to just go after someone who is a great kiter. But yeah, if you have experience with blink and you manage to have all four survivors injured in the first photo word, as it kind of is very possible in my opinion with this map selection mode activated. So yeah, basically with blink you can just choose any of the four targets. You can just whoever you find, you blink them and they are already cheered. The other three has to heal in order to be able to save, or if they are stunners, then they have to like risk a stun and getting hit and getting down. So yeah, I think this area selection mode with both main JoJo strategies, they work super well. I explained just now the one with the regular one in a situation where you take blink, because honestly, if you take a picture immediately, especially it's a smaller map, then you actually just recommend it to take blink or maybe patroller, whichever you're more comfortable with. I think maybe patroller is it can have a more guaranteed hit, maybe because it kind of stops the survivor, so they can't really use their abilities even. And blink, you can just, you have to like time it right, so you have to pay a lot of attention to getting it correctly. But yeah, honestly, in my opinion, this area selection helps both type of players. And I already like made a lot of videos about how I use it in my matches, just like how you can see it in this current match. I, even though like this team is a super high team, they are like very very good survivors, because of course you can just get composer's second badge. You can get that high without having any knowledge and game experience and game sense. And of course, like even the entomologist having top 20 is of course such a huge thing. So yeah, congrats to all of them for the badges. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like with JoJo, if this strategy if you follow up with your strategy like rock solid, you don't get distracted, you don't get like, into a kiting situation where you just like want to catch that, want to tunnel that one person, and you forget about time and stuff, then I think with this area selection mode you can really be successful. And yeah, as I said, both strategies will work amazingly with this. So yeah, what you have to pay attention to is basically, if you don't take a picture immediately, then walk up to the survivor, and sometimes, like most of the time, they would stay around, the other three would stay around that area where they spawned, like the nearest cipher, and of course you can see the cipher's outlines. So you go to the first nearest target, you take a picture, you hit their mirror, then you go over to the cipher of the next survivor who was like, spawned in that area, and the nearest cipher to their chosen spawn. So that's how you can get like, the full presence that way. But if you're more comfortable with this regular strategy, the older strategy, where you instantly take a photo, then as I said, basically just take the picture, go on the route that like basically the spawn selection mapped out for you. You just have to follow that route in a single straight line in a lot of cases, because sometimes the map is like small and they can just spawn 3 survivors in one straight line. So yeah, that really makes our job easier. And then it's like super nice for you guys as well who prefer this strategy, because with blink you can actually down anyone. Like, if you think about it, everyone will be injured mostly, and it only takes one blink or one patroller to have them down. You don't have to rely on luck, like as teleporting or terror shocking goes. You just have to, like, get that blink done or get that patroller on, and basically you're good to go. Here, in my opinion, I'm not a survivor main. I don't wanna, say anything because I'm nowhere near professional in that area. I think they should have chosen a different cipher to prime. Of course, I think this might have a lot of progress, like around 60 maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, as you can see, like it was very nice progress it had on. So I understand why they didn't, and the other 2 ciphers are pretty far away. But yeah, maybe what I would have done or recommended in this situation for the team is maybe for enchanters to pressure the cipher, and maybe entomologist could pressure the save with her bees, and try not to get hit with the little swarm. Even though I think, in my personal opinion, I'm usually able to hit through her little bugs with JoJo's hitbox. It might just be like me, I don't know, but most of the time I think I can say that his sword, his hitbox is good enough for you to be able to hit through, like hit her instead of the bees, if you're close enough, of course. So yeah, as I said, I recently encountered a lot of S-Badge survivors, and if you guys want me to, I can post more of these, gameplays against S-Badge characters, S-Badge people, because of course, even though badges don't really equal to skill, it like having an S-Badge being top 10 or top 20 actually does, require a lot of skill with most of the characters, of course, because some characters are like so unpopular that, you can basically get like an S-Badge maybe if you just like, know how to use them. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in that specific type of gameplay. And yeah, I think I covered now all and everything about this area selection mode, pre-game, and how, like, I have no doubts that's how I could win against these teams. That's how I can tie against really high tier teams, especially after season reset. In that 1 week you kind of meet a lot of higher tier survivors, a lot of higher tier players. So yeah, I feel like this spawn selection mode, area selection mode, which lets you know which survivor will spawn. So like you can see where they spawn, and you can see which survivor will spawn there, and it's a great help for hunters, of course for survivors as well, because they can rotate out. They can, especially if they are, they have game sense, if they are like a 4-man team, or like even a 3 or 2-man team, they can like turn this to their own advantage. But hunters, especially Jojo and Wu Cheng, and hunters who can just be there immediately somewhere, they have a super big advantage with this if you know how to use it. So yeah, I would recommend you guys to experiment with this try which strategy, because maybe thanks to this change that the other strategy will work better for you. So yeah, let me know of your progress, because yeah, I think it really is a great help. And yeah, I hope this video could help even the ones who don't use my strategy but the regular one. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing and liking if you enjoyed. Have a fun day. Bye bye!